I'd gone up to Delano with my wife Janet, and because I would go off and on over the whole period of the Fast for Life, and I would vigil, you know. And this one day I was up there, and our dear friend, God rest him, Bill O'Donnell, asked me if I'd like to meet Cesar, and I said, well, I understand he's not receiving. He said, well, I was going to inquire because you come and go, and maybe he would receive you at this time. I said, well, if it's possible, I'd be delighted, but no, don't go through any, difficulty. All right, he said. So he went off, and he came back about 20 minutes later, and he said, he will receive you, and Janet, come along then. I said, oh, my God, I lost my breath. And as we walked from the Union Hall to the bungalow where he was, I lit up a cigarette, and I was, puffing madly on it, and we got right to the door of the bungalow, and my wife turned to me and said, put that out, you damn fool, and get in here and meet Cesar. And I said, no, you go on, and I'll be right in. Oh, for heaven's sakes. And she left me at the door, and I'm so nervous, I'm going to meet my hero, and I'm smoking, and I put it out, and boom, I opened the door, and time to see my wife kneeling at the bedside and kissing Cesar's hand. And he took her hand and kissed her hand. It was so moving. And I was stunned how small he was. He was this tiny figure on this little bed. And I thought, no, this is Cesar Chavez. He's 8 feet tall. He's the biggest guy in the world. He can't be this. So my God, and I was so deeply moved by the humanity. His presence was so overwhelming, just there. And I took my wife's place. She rose and stood aside, and I knelt in her spot and took his hand, and I kissed his hand. And Father Bill said, Cesar, this is Martin Sheen. His real name is Ramon. And I was holding his hand, and he kissed my hand right where I had just put the cigarette out. And I was so humiliated. Oh, my God, I was so embarrassed because I knew for him it was like kissing an ashtray. And I made a vow in my heart. I said, oh, Lord, Lord, please, I will not smoke as long as he doesn't eat. And I waited till his fast ended. And I went for 14 years.